All right, ready to get started here. So thanks for joining us today. This is Agent Marketing Academy. So this is a class that we do about every 2 weeks with different topics to help you grow your business and market your real estate practice. And today we're going to be talking about marketing specifically to the millennial generation. And it's just a high overview of the strategies that you want to put in place and things that you want to keep in mind in marketing towards this generation and putting yourself in their minds as far as how they like to be communicated with and best practices on that. And we'll also give you some resources to use in your business to impact that generation and impact your marketing towards that generation. All right, so let's get started. We also want to make this as interactive as possible. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit the Q&A tab or jump in the chat room. We'll be monitoring both, and then that way we can answer those questions as we go along here as well. So make this very interactive and not just me talking at you for the next 30, 40 minutes. Wonderful. Well, I hope you had a good weekend. This is the real estate marketing class, and today we're going to be talking about who millennials are. First, we have to define that generation, right? So if you take a look at this, millennials make up the largest generation in history. And these are some of the stats that we have, and these are just the overall general population for each generation. And baby boomers were always considered the largest generation, which they were until millennials came along. And those are individuals born between 1980 and 1995, and their population size is 83.1 million. So the largest generation. And why this is important is because millennials are now getting into that age where they're going to start forming households and start looking at buying their first homes or maybe even their second home and all that. And so you have this huge swell of people that are going to be coming into the market, creating demand for housing, whether it's renting or buying. And that's going to impact the prices that we see. And it already has this year and last year as well. And so you see a lack of inventory and you see this larger demand. And so home prices have gone up tremendously. And rents have gone up tremendously as well. I mean, we're talking about some rents in an area is going up at least 7 to 10% per year. And that's just incredible as far as what they're historically gone up as. And so this big swell of demand that's coming onto the market, the people that are forming households, people that are getting ready to make the purchase, we want to position ourselves and be able to serve that generation and be a resource for that generation. So that's why you want to pay attention to marketing towards this generation. Some quick stats on the millennials, right? Average age is 27 right now. Average age of real estate agents is 57. So you can kind of see the gap there. Median income for your millennials is $73,000 a year. 97% of millennials finance their home purchase, so they all require mortgages. Make up 76% of first-time home buyers. And 75% of the millennials will comprise the workforce by 2025. And where the money is, millennials' annual spending is $2.45 trillion. It's their spending power that they have. And right now, the projected income for in 2018 was 3.39. And over the last 3 years, that's definitely increased. And that's larger than the baby boom generation. So definitely a force to be reckoned with as far as impacting the economy. And so millennials are born in a digital world, right? So even though what we think about social media or Gen X or baby boomers or whatever generation you're in, put yourselves in the mind of a millennial and how they view technology and what they were used to and what they're born with, right? So every generation's traits are defined by the world that surrounds them. For millennials, that means life is always on. Always connected, technology is their second skin. So regardless of what we think about that, that's how they view the world. And millennials have to be connected. They have this huge FOMO, right? If you're familiar with that term, fear of missing out. So they have to be connected to social media and they're always checking it. And even if they try to intentionally unplug, they're still going to go back to it very quickly because they just have this need that's built into their world because that's how they've grown up. And so interesting stats on, when millennials check their phone and the number of text messages sent by the average number of texts sent daily is 88 texts per day. It's crazy, right? And then this impacts how they like to be engaged with, right? How do your customers want to be engaged with. I don't know if you asked that question when you're dealing with your buyers or sellers, but one of the questions that I like to ask in dealing with new contacts is, what's your preference for communicating? Do you prefer text? Do you prefer phone calls, email? What's the best way to communicate? And so that's an important question to mix into your marketing, and also, your buyer intakes or your seller intakes, and how you like to communicate with these clients. The phone calls can just be as meaningful as in-person get-togethers. So Zoom, I would put Zoom in there as well. Likes or retweets on their social media can be more relevant than an email. Text can carry the same weight as a phone call. In our minds, phone call is probably the most impactful. Text messages are just as impactful or can carry more weight. And emojis or emoticons are just as impactful as the real thing. So, and then 53% would give up their sense of smell instead of their social networks. So pretty amazing stat there. And then who's hyper connected or hyper social? The sources of influence are 82% of their friends and family are very connected to them, and 70% online reviews. They're always researching, always looking for reviews of products. And 68% of millennials won't make a major decision without running it by their network first, right? So they rely heavily on the input of other people. And then sticking to family or for support, 36% of millennials say they depend on financial support from their families. And many have boomeranged back into the home because of the recession after living on their own. That was basically, that still kind of gives them the stereotype of the bad rap of coming back in. I think we're getting past that a little bit, but that's something that you see out there. But millennials also are very optimistic, right? So in spite of the levels of unemployment and record numbers of student debt that they have, millennials believe that the potential for personal improvement is very strong, and they're more upbeat about the future. So this is how they view their world. They still view that I will earn enough, and that the future of the country is still bright and the best is yet to come. And one of the things you want to keep in mind in your marketing is that millennials are socially conscious. And so how does that impact your marketing plan, or how you're going to reach this specific group? And basically it's cause marketing. I'm sure you've heard of TOMS, right? So every shoe they sell, they give one away to different areas around the world. And so cause marketing in your marketing plan is something that you might want to incorporate. It's something that we do at Movement Mortgage that's very important to us. And I think it's a very important, piece that you might want to consider, right? So if you take a look at this, is cause marketing important to your business, right? Americans believe that companies should prioritize support of issues that affect the quality of life. 278 million Americans want to know what a company is doing to benefit a cause. So, and that they don't want to know just that you're selling your product, whatever it might be, but they also want to know, what does this company care about, and what does this company do to support the communities that they work in? It's one of the ways as a real estate agent that you can get involved in cause marketing is Give Back Homes. This is a great resource to use. I just joined this organization 2 months ago, and Give Back Homes is a great tool to take a look at for putting cause marketing into your platform there. And it's a great way to do it too, because this organization goes around the world and it helps build homes for those that are in need. And so you can be involved in that. So check that out. And these are some of the current projects that they have going on. They have projects in Mexico, Nicaragua. They have projects all over the United States, down in Haiti. And so there's a lot of different areas that this group is making impact. And it's just supported by real estate agents and people that sign up to be a member of this organization. And this could impact your success in either getting a deal or not, right? This is just a testimony from Jessica down in Poway. Says, I just secured a listing thanks to my Give Back Homes listing page. My seller was passionate about giving back, and his eyes lit up when I shared the program with him. That's definitely something that can impact your business and your personal thoughts as well. And then one of the ways Movement Mortgage is in-cause marketing. What we do is we have our own foundation called the Movement Foundation. And this foundation owns 49% of our company. And so we share profits with our foundation directly. And that foundation invests in different areas around the world and giving back to communities that we do business in. And so last year, we gave away $200 million to the foundation that was used to impact the world. And so something that is very important to us is that we want to be a company that gives back. We want to be a company that supports different endeavors to improve life for those that are in need. And so that's just something that is a kind of a core for our company's belief. All right, so keep in mind, all millennials are not the same, right? So you kind of have two segments of the millennial generation. You have the younger millennials, which are age 18 to 24, and those are termed explorers. And then you have your older millennials, which are age 25 to 34. These are people that are more establishing their roles in the world, and they are the aspirers or on the path to finding success. And the aspire 25 to 34 is somebody that is focused, they're ambitious, they're looking ahead and kind of thinking about home ownership as one of the ways to help them grow and become successful. And so you need to keep that in mind when you're developing your marketing plan if you're going to market towards this generation. All right, market research. Millennials and home buying. What's important and what's preventing millennials from buying a home? And this is information that is very helpful if you're developing your content marketing, because you want to have these stats, and this will be recorded and sent out to you as well. So keep that in mind. But 64% are hesitant because of the down payment requirements. They may not know what options are available to them. 25% don't even know how to start. 32% are worried because of their student debt. 32% because of their credit score, and 14% because of credit card debt. And if you look at the credit score scale here, you look at the baby boom generation, the average credit score is 709. You look at millennials, the average credit score is 725. So there's a lot of opportunity to provide education of managing finances and getting them into better position, not only with their credit score, but also with their managing their debt. And so I think that's an opportunity for all of us in the real estate community to put education out there, because they're not learning this in school. And so this is something that we can step in and fill that gap for them and help out in providing that information. Right? There's also good news as well, right? So millennial renters want to own a home now, they just need more confidence. So these are some interesting stats on that, right? So 76% want to buy a home now if they could afford one. 78% think owning a home is an important part of the American dream. 67% would rather buy sooner than later if they had more confidence in the housing market or understood it, because knowledge is power. And 68% would buy sooner if they wouldn't lose their down payment, even if the market goes down. So education, education, education. And this is an interesting survey done by Zillow, looking at different generations. Ages 18 to 34 is the blue graph there, and that's the millennial generation. So owning a home is necessary to be a respected member of society. 46% of millennials think that. Owning a home is necessary to live the quote unquote good life. 65% believe that. The highest out of all the generations. Owning a home provides a person more freedom. 74% believe that. And 65% think owning a home is the best long-term investment. So interesting stats. So the notion that millennials don't care and all they want to do is rent so they can, live their life, that's not an accurate portrayal, because they all have this desire that they think owning a home is a good thing for them. They just don't understand the process, or they don't feel confident in the process. And that's where we can step in to help them out, along with how we can develop our marketing to reach them. So any of this making sense? Hopefully this is. If you have any questions, definitely chime in. So let's look at how millennials make buying decisions. How do they make purchases? So you look at the top resources that are used to search, shop, or purchase for millennials, right? Online is the very top one, 87%. 75% as far as the home buying segment, use a real estate agent or broker to help them make a decision. 64% get information from a for sale open house sign, 51% friends or relatives, 40% from a builder or sales center, 39% from print, and 26% from direct mail. Now, how are you going to reach this generation? Online, right? Online. And this is the percentage of buyers who consider more than one real estate agent when they're making their decision to purchase a property. So the younger the buyer, the more likely they are to consider multiple agents. So 53% of total buyers in using an agent felt it, they looked at more than one real estate agent. Out of millennials, that's the total number of buyers out of all generations. For millennials, 62% looked at multiple agents. Generation X, 56, baby boomers, 43, and the silent generation, 32. And so how do they evaluate an agent, right? How are they going to research? What do they use to research agents? How are they going to make the decision that this is the person that's going to help me the best? So 60% evaluating market knowledge, 58% took a look at their web page, 56% asking friends and family about the experience with an agent, 50% with online reviews, 46%, looked up their past sales history, and 44% was done through an interview. So what does this mean to you? So it's basically taking a look at how you position your marketing that shows that you're an expert and that you have the knowledge to help them out. That's what they're looking for. They want to see that you're a local expert. They want to see that you have the knowledge for the process to help them guide them through the process, and that you have the expertise. And then interesting stat just about sources for down payment. You look at the millennials, they're the purple one on this graph. And so saved up over time from the sale of the previous home, from a gift, loan or family member, sold stocks. So 18% of them sold stocks. Interesting, because a lot of them are invested in the market. They're starting to look at their retirement fund or other. And so 25% of first-time buyers received financial gift or help with their down payment. So interesting stat on that as well. All right, so some of the do's and don'ts for marketing to this generation. And we've got some questions that came in. So, just some comments here from Elsie. So if you just joined, they're going to be sending out the recording by the end of day tomorrow. And if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the Q&A tab. Number one motto on this is stop selling and start helping. They don't like to feel pressured. They want to know that you can help educate them and guide them through the process. The open letter from millennials to real estate agents is finding a real estate agent I can trust is difficult, and no, seeing your face on a billboard or bus bench isn't helpful. Right, a little tongue in cheek there, but Amy Choro, VP of Platform Development for Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, just gave you some information here about making sure that your website, your blog, your social media presence is a source of solid information, educational content. Don't rush a meeting. Don't try to lock in that appointment right away or hit them with sales and marketing pitch. Simply provide relevant information about the process and develop trust. That's key because they are very, very quick to ghost you, basically, if you're trying to lock them down into a meeting right away. They want to know that they can trust you. They want to know that you can provide information that can help them out. So 74% said the biggest benefit from a real estate agent was helping them understand the process. So your mindset is as an advisor. My mindset is as an advisor. We're there to guide them through the process, understand the process, and help them make those decisions. Some of the kind of marketing that works best is visual content, Marketing that makes hard to understand concepts easy, so such as infographics, ebooks, videos, slide decks, that type of information. And then snackable content, right? Provide content that educates the consumer in a very easy, small, little bite-sized way. And so content marketing is going to be key to your plan if you're going to develop a plan to market towards this generation, right? And this is what why content matters, right? Showcase your expertise, how to read a purchase contract, great video to make, right? People want to understand what am I looking at? How do I understand this information? What's the process of going through from buying from beginning to end? You know, you want to provide content that attracts your target audience, that engages your audience, that increases your reach, and that builds trust on them. So this is just an interesting slide that talks about different, the right type of social media platform for your business, right? So it gives you different, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and then Google+. And where different types of information is used better on different types of platforms. Right, so infographics, ebooks, video. Those are the three things that are going to be lead magnets, and that's going to be easily found where you can develop educational content to post on your social media. And then YouTube is definitely a source that you want to incorporate with reaching millennials, because a lot of their time is spent on YouTube where they are researching videos or looking at videos, that type of thing. And so develop videos that have information about the community that you do business in, or listing content, or educational content. Those are the top three types of videos to use on YouTube or to make on YouTube. And then the last two would be information about testimonials from different clients, or an about me video that makes it all about you. And so educational content is definitely where it's at as far as trying to reach this generation. And housing market updates, that's a great source for educational content. And then community event videos, definitely a great source for sharing what it's like to live in that community, what's going on in that community, and how you're engaged as a local professional and advisor in that community as well. Must have, obviously you want to make sure that you have top-notch quality listing photos. That's not new to anybody as well. All right, so you want to share your content to build your online presence. One, we all know, hire a professional photographer. There's great resources for that locally. You know, and we've all seen that Ellen clip, you know, about bad pictures in real estate. And then two, you want to build credibility, or four, you want to build credibility through reviews, right? Millennials are keyed in on reviews, and they make a lot of decisions based on the reviews that they see either on Yelp or your Google business page. Your Google business page is probably one of the most important things that you can do, and drive past client experiences to there to leave reviews for your business. Because Google obviously is the largest search engine, and if you have a registered Google business page and you have reviews going on that page, that's going to help you rank higher in your searches. Right? So millennial purchasing decisions are disproportionately impacted by customer reviews. 45% of customers share their negative experiences over social media, and 35% will post them on review sites. So in this generation, it's very accepted practice to share information about the experience they had on different review sites. So you want to make sure that you're driving great reviews to your pages, either through Yelp or to your Google business page, or even on your Facebook business page. So our guide to obtaining real estate reviews: number one, have a systematic approach to ask for them. Incorporate that into your systems. Two, you know, these are some of the questions that you want to ask, right? Why did you choose me? What was your biggest concern? And what was your result? Those three things that impact the review that they have, right? But definitely make sure that you have something in place, that you're reaching out to your past database to ask for reviews, and also, you know, that you have something systematically posting them to your different sites. There's a lot of tools out there for that. All right, well, in our marketing plan, we also want to be more mobile friendly because that's where everybody lives, on their mobile phones. So any type of website that you have, whether it's a landing page or property website or anything like that, you want to make sure that it's mobile friendly. And most technology allows you to do that. And then two, we want to make sure that you own your local space. You want to become hyper local in your content. So if you're the Mission Viejo expert, or if you're the Long Beach expert, or you're the San Bernardino expert, own everything about that geographic area. You want to own your local community offline and on. You want to make sure that you have content that informs about what's going on in the community, and that it'll spark prospects' interest and spark a desire to engage with you, to reach out, to understand that. And you can do that through video, email, social media, all of the above. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions on that. We have a lot of classes that talk about developing this information. All right, some of the tools and resources that can help you out with that. So Videolicious is a great source that you can subscribe to that help you with your videos and your video content. You can create, edit, and helps you post on there as well. Okay. Animoto is a great source for editing videos as well. So it can provide music and provide different formats. So check out Animoto, a great source as well. And then vScreen is a solutions provider that gives you, it's real estate focused, and it gives you information on developing videos. It has advice videos, listing videos, and market videos, right? So check out vScreen. It might be a good source for you to kind of develop content. And then a lot of us know or heard about Keeping Current Matters. Great site for content, especially ebooks and infographics. I mean, they have a buyers and sellers guide that comes out every season. So, you know, winter, summer, spring, fall, all of the above. So Keeping Current Matters is a great resource for you. WordSwag, if you haven't heard of this is a very interesting app that you can download on your phone that helps out with Apple or Android. And basically it turns texts into adding it into photos and kind of graphic oriented text that's you can post to Instagram. It's great for Instagram or even Facebook, but WordSwag is something that might be interesting in creating content. And then Canva is definitely the go-to source. You know, they have templates for all the different social media sites, and you know, great inexpensive way to access content there. And one of the best systems to use for reviews, and you can have this automatically go out as social survey. And this, you know, as soon as the deal closes, an email can go out to your buyer or your seller and ask for that review, and then you can use that to post to social media. And so social survey is something that's used quite heavily in the mortgage space, and easy to systematize that. And then HomeSnap as well is a tool that you can use not only for helping out with home searches and information about properties, but also some reviews as well. All right, so just to wrap this up for you guys, we want to make sure that our content is there to educate and engage, right? We want to get tech and mobile friendly. We want to stop selling and we want to start helping. So have that mindset of being a resource and providing educational content. When people trust you and when they feel comfortable with you, that's when they become loyal, raving fans. And then we want to build credibility with reviews and customer stories. We want to align our brand with social causes. So if you don't have any cause marketing in your platform or in your marketing plan, that might be something that you want to consider. And of course, always just be you, right? Be authentic, be who you are, and don't try to be anybody else. Sorry, I'm scrolling through some of these slides that I meant to take out here. But so you're going to get a feedback form. We'd love to hear from you guys about how the class went, what your take on it was, if this is helpful content. And we really appreciate you guys coming today. I'm going to stick around and see if you guys have any questions. Definitely throw those in the Q&A tab or the chat window. But again, thanks for coming today and appreciate your time. Hope you guys have a great day.